All right, family, peace, peace. Welcome, welcome.
Peace, peace, y'all.
You can go now. I know, but I want to watch mine. I go watch mine.
No, it's not like that. Can't even use this. Really. No thing. Oh yeah, you can 19 words. Yes.
What is this?
Peace, peace, y'all.
Welcome, welcome, y'all. Welcome on in. Keep y'all share the live for us so we can get on it for you and hopefully get some good conversations in, y'all. And go from there. Come on in.
Y'all see the title? That's Eligiasu. That's his name.
Oh.
Someone asks who's the character.
Yeah, that's a brother I spoke to the other day.
Oh, this guy?
Mm-hmm. What's up, brother? Peace, peace. What's going on?
Salam, salam.
What's going on, brother? Peace, peace. Along.
How are you guys?
We good, we good.
Still in Abyss?
Yep, we still here, man.
All right, man. How's it so far?
It's good, brother. It's good. Beautiful city, man.
All right, thank you, man. But I was expecting you guys to go to the St. George Art Gallery. You guys go there?
Nah, we ain't been there yet. We had to go talk with someone today, so it'll probably be next week. I'll be getting with you. You talking about the place where you told me you work at, right? Yeah. We'll probably get with you next week and we'll head up there.
All right, man.
Yeah.
So as I remember, this was the same title. Like, we've been discussing about this like 4 months ago or something.
Probably was. It could have been this. Or like I said, we do kind of like a different title.
It's interesting.
With the same background.
It's interesting, though.
Okay. It's bringing awareness, man. Bringing awareness to the truth that they try to bury. You know, this is the kind of stuff they try to bury.
Now you get to the core of the truth now.
There you go. There you go.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Many people think like when they say Ethiopia, it's only refers like the Horn of Africa, the single country. Many people thought things like that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know,
but
man,
Ethiopia
like you know,
means, as it refers in the Bible, it represents all the brown skin, yeah, the dark skin.
Yeah, burnt face.
So starting from that, now the world has to know that who's the true Israelite is.
That's what the world is finding out.
That's what's up, brother. And thank you for what you are doing.
All right. Appreciate that, brother.
Appreciate it.
I've seen you guys, and thank you, dear. You girl right there. You've been doing this like almost for more than a year. I've been watching you guys most of the time.
Oh yeah, we've been doing it for years. For
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for years.
I mean,
man.
since I know you, it's been like a year and a half or something.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely
Yeah,
check
I've
out the
seen your
website.
content. Yeah, yeah. I'm even a member at yahwehjudah.com.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, that's why we came to Ethiopia, to spread more of this message and connect with brothers and sisters who truly understand what God prophecy is and want to put in that work, to help it be fulfilled. So that's what's up. But like I said, we definitely gonna be in contact with you next week.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, especially.
I'm sure you can inbox me.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay.
All right, man.
Peace.
All right. Peace, brother. Salute.
Peace, bro. All right.
So as y'all know, we are reporting live from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We have did many lives about Ethiopia, live after live. We gave y'all a lot of history about Ethiopia. We gave a lot of history about the kings, also the queen. Just to give us, a sense of identity. When people talk about Ethiopia, we talk about the true African pride, those who fought, those who stood up, and those who govern themselves without any Western influence. When the colonizers came, we had a structure. But as the Bible tell us, and like I say, because we the first generation to really take the Bible as trying to fix the curses that has been brought upon us. So in the Bible talks about a kingdom that was going to be destroyed, a kingdom that was going to be taken over, a kingdom that was also going to be destroyed because it disobeyed the commandments, the rules, the order of God. It's just that simple. This is the whole Bible in a nutshell. And from that kingdom being destroyed, a prophetic vision was seen of someone coming to restore the kingdom. Not to restore religion, not to give you some more scriptures, but to simply restore a kingdom that was once on the earth. So we talk about this kingdom of David, this kingdom of Solomon, the Solomonic dynasty. You talk about Sheba. You talk about all these things. Where do you look? Do you look to Israel in the Middle East? No. These stories don't come from Jerusalem. These stories don't come from Israel in the Middle East. These stories come from Ethiopia. What we call today, what it was once called Abyssinia, the Horn of Africa. Like, these are stories, y'all, we can easily look up and connect them to the right place, let alone the oldest Bible, the Ethiopian version. So when you talk about this kingdom, y'all, and because we was never able to identify this kingdom, we just been lost in the sauce. We just been in a lot of dark waters. And what I mean by dark waters is watered down information, and they keep you in darkness. That's what the dark waters represent. So we talk about this kingdom, y'all, that the Bible is connected to. Once you understand that, what they say that what that river is gonna open up. But it's just a storehouse of information gonna open up. Clarity, you're gonna feel clarity like you never felt before. Because no matter how hard you try, you cannot connect the Bible to Israel. The only reason you will connect the Bible to Israel that they created in 1948 is because you follow what they taught us. This is why I say leave Babylon. So when you talk about, y'all, the kingdom that was destroyed, we look at the Ethiopian throne. And this wasn't just any throne. This was a throne that gave the individual that sat on it kings of kings, Lord of lords. You only find it in the burpee, y'all. But you only find it in scriptures. King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's a title for Christ. And many people don't simply say, well, damn, Christ a king? Christ a king? Like, little small stuff don't dawn on us. He a king? Kings don't come from the sky. A king never came from the sky. You know, so like I say, y'all, the Bible is simply about a kingdom that was tore down because they didn't follow the rules of God. But it talks about the vision of how the kingdom is going to be restored by the one who comes in the image of God. Let me know when you want to say something. So I got so what, because, you know, we just went to the church and we talked to a priest. And what's so crazy, y'all? We've been in America preaching this message. We don't know no monks over here. We don't know the priests over here in Ethiopia. But somehow they had a vision of someone returning to restore the throne, to unite the world and bring peace. The same Bible prophecy. But the Bible prophecy is connected to Jesus. But we have lost the sense of what Jesus is because they put Jesus in the sky. So again, this is called dark waters. You take the book, then you put Christ in the sky. So the people in America looking up, a lot of people in Ethiopia looking up, don't get me wrong. But you have a few people who truly understand information. They know someone is going to be raised up. And the monks been screaming this prophecy from what the brother told me since about 20 years ago about Tedros III. Now, many of y'all heard us talk about Tedros II. Tedros II wasn't his real name. His real name was Casa. But when he got on the throne, his name was changed to Tedros, and Tedros means gift from God. Because he wasn't passed down the crown from his father. You know, he wasn't given a seat because his daddy sat on it. Or he came from a royal lineage. He was actually a gift from God to the people. And that's why when you speak of Tedros' name, you speak of a visionary and you speak of someone that's trying to unite the people. When you talk about Tedros, Casa, Tedros II, you are speaking about someone that's what? Was a gift from God because he was trying to bring peace and unite the people and get rid of what? Division.
And if y'all believe that you know the true biblical Israel, prove that your Israel is a true Israel. Come with receipts. Because you can say that in the comments all day. You can say, oh, America is the Israel. Y'all say America's Egypt, Israel, all these things, but where's the receipts?
Because we got plenty of them, y'all. You know, you talk about the cross, this Christian nation we know nothing about. You know, this Christian nation that we know nothing about, man. And because, you know, we have been taken so far away from this, you know, it's crazy.
And come up with respect as well, and you'll receive it as well.
LBA Bobby, what's going on? Peace.
Yeah, what's up? Now, you talking about Ethiopia is the biblical Israel and all that. It's in America, first of all. My people ain't got nothing to do with Africa. My people are indigenous to America. The biblical Israel is Atlanta.
Okay, well, look.
Prove it.
Well, name me a king. I can name you. Well, I got them back here, right here. All of them was here from the 1800s to the 1900s. Show me a king in Atlanta that sat on King David's throne. Because, see, this is what y'all forgetting. You can't even show me a throne in Atlanta, let alone. You can't even, if you can, hey, you prove me a liar. But you got a real throne in America, in Ethiopia, and it got the N-word connected to it. The N-word is connected to the throne. You know, so it was N-I-G-G-A sitting on the throne. So tell me a name, give me a date, you know, of when a man from the throne of David, as the Bible tell you, proclaimed King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
You said what now?
You ain't hear nothing I said?
You said something about thrones and all that.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't, if you want to talk, the Bible talk about thrones, brother.
We having a real conversation, brother.
Yeah, like you can't speak about the Bible if you don't understand what the throne of David is.
Man, look, let me learn you something.
No, brother.
Because first of all,
Listen.
let me ask you one.
No,
question.
hold on. Don't ask me, brother. Hold up, brother.
Does your people originate from Africa?
If you
Yes.
if you're gonna stay in this conversation, brother, you have to, stay in the conversation. You can't just run off and because you don't have an answer. Now, if you don't have an answer, say that. But if you're gonna bring up and say America is the biblical land, the Bible is about the throne of David. So who sat on the throne of David in Atlanta? We'll give you time to Google it.
Man, look, that don't matter.
See what I'm saying? Well, brother, guess what? You're not intelligent enough for this conversation. You know that's all you're showing us.
Tariq Nasheed is the new savior of the world. He's come to bring us together.
All right, brother, man. We appreciate you coming up. We're going to the next guest,
Y'all
man.
think y'all come from Africa and y'all don't.
Thank you,
y'all
brother.
come from America.
See what I'm saying? That's called baby talk. All he doing is regurgitating what he heard because it felt good to him. It sounded good. We come from America. See, I ain't got to get up and go nowhere. I keep letting the police slap me on the side of my head, and I'm a great, proud American. Police keep slapping you in front of the head. I'm a proud American. You know. So, like I say, this is the ignorant because we are without the information. This is why we bring this information. This is why we constantly bring this information because people have been babies and they have sucked on their what? On Babylon titty and received that spoiled milk. And now you think you from where? You think you from America. And you from America? Hey, America, you can stay here. But for those who know they're from Africa, Africa waiting on us.
And you can't connect it to biblical prophecy.
Oh, no, you can't.
So, as you can see,
You a fraud, a phony. Yeah, because Ethiopia is high level mockery, high level imposter.
I thought you were finna start rapping. I'm a fraud.
if y'all gonna come up and explain how Ethiopia is false. Like y'all just want to yap and never explain the truth. If you have the truth.
This is why we in Ethiopia, y'all.
I don't know why you're looking like that.
Wait,
Peace. What's going on?
peace, shalom, salam.
What's
I
going
was
on?
gonna say, right, saying that Ethiopia is the biblical Israel is technically not wrong, but according to Islam, Beni Israel were in Egypt, so technically they would be Egyptians.
Well,
Well, brother, see, this is where we draw the line at with people, you know.
Yeah.
The throne of David is what the Bible is connected to. King David, Solomon, the wisdom of God, right? Can we all agree with that, right?
Wait, you're saying
The whole Bible is about King David's throne.
the
You
throne
know,
of Dawood?
yeah. That's what the Bible is about. We see this is what this is not simply said enough. This is not said enough. And when you
So
say
the whole,
this,
the whole
people gotta
Bible
catch
is
themselves and be
about
like,
Dawood?
okay, huh?
The whole Bible is about King Dawood and nothing before him.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so this throne has never been in Egypt. This throne has never been the Israel that was created in 1948. This throne has always been in Ethiopia, the era of princes, before it was a king. This is in Ethiopia.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You're
You
saying
see what I'm
this is
saying?
in Ethiopia. So I think I may know who this is. It comes off the top of my head right now, but it's a king named King Negosi Nejashi. He's an Ethiopian king,
Well,
Christian king.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all the Ethiopian Christian kings was in Ethiopia. They wasn't nowhere else.
Yeah, but
That's what I think. So when you talk
they
about,
were corrupt. The Ethiopian kings, as far as I know, like they were.
well, you can say that because the Bible clarified it. That's why David had blood on his hands. So David couldn't build the Father's kingdom. So the Bible clarified it. Those who sat on King David's throne did evil in the eyes of God. So you are correct. And this is why you don't have King David's throne no more. But you got a Bible prophecy that clarifies that it was going to be destroyed, but it also was going to be restored when the return of Christ. Well, I wouldn't say the return of Christ, when Christ is chosen, when Christ is risen up. Like this is what the Bible is about. Simply, in its most simplest form, this is what the Bible is about.
So like raising um, the temple of David, or the throne of David, would be like his people. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, it would actually be a king that will be set on that throne. And this king will unify Africa and bring peace to the world. Like that's why when you talk about Christ, you talk about King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But many people have disconnected Christ from Ethiopia. So it's more easy for you to believe the fairy tale of Christ up there, but Christ will be a son of man who's chosen to sit on that throne and hold that title and give that authority. And because he have that position and he have the image of God and he have the information of God, he will be able to bring peace.
Ethiopia would come after, right? Would you say, or like do you believe like that? Do you believe like that Yeshua or Isa was born in Ethiopia?
Well, no. Like the colonizer took the story and created a false history. The Jesus Christ story was strictly for the last days.
Yeah, but there before like the Gentiles had their way with anything. There was colonization amongst the people within the land.
What you mean
Like
colonization? Like the people was doing it their
like
self?
yes, colonization is like a slow like breakdown. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like if you ever seen something colonize something and then it grows from that thing, it grows, and then you can take whatever you want from that.
Yeah. That's what, and again, that's what the Bible says. Israel was worshiping false gods. So the true church, the children of God never worship God according to scriptures. And again, this is why the kingdom is scattered. We don't have no structure because of our sins. So yeah, like I say, everything you're saying, the Bible backs it up.
Wait, so what would you consider like a false god?
Something that you create with your hands, or something that you create with your mind. And this is why Moses said have no image of God, because the image of God gonna be chosen by God. You see what I'm saying? Like, so we as a generation of people, we haven't waited on God to choose an image. A lot of us chose Jesus. Some of us chose Moses. Some of us chose the Bible. Some
As
people chose
God?
the Quran. You see what I'm saying? So a false God is whatever you consider is giving you direction. But if God don't give you direction, as we read, God send messengers. God don't hand you no book. God don't give you nobody in the sky. God sends a messenger. So if you believe the message, if you believe the messenger that God has sent, then you will be worshiping God. But we're not doing that. So that's what it simply means by false gods or false idols. Anything you idolize can be a false idol.
So would God, if I idolize God, would God be a false idol?
Well, if you truly idolize God, you'll see and hear His messenger. Because see, God is invisible, so you can't. It'll be hard to idolize God because you don't have nothing to really tangible. False gods are something that's tangible, something you actually a pitch on the wall. It's something you actually seeing and you idolizing it and you trying to connect it to God.
Wait,
Correct.
so like would worshiping like Jesus, would that be like make me fall into the wrong hands?
Correct. Because unless Jesus in front of you, you can't worship Jesus.
You gotta reveal who Jesus is.
Yeah.
That's why he was talking
And
about imagination.
Vain imagination.
let's say like what about like if I worship Yahweh, would that be like a false god? Or
Well, yeah, like, cause a name can be a false god too. Like I say, God is spirit, brother. So God don't have a flesh, unless God chooses to put its spirit in a flesh. This is why the Bible says the word becomes flesh. The word becomes flesh when God chooses a flesh to dwell in to bring you the word. So names, images, objects, you don't have to do none of that. Now your faith's supposed to be in the invisible God. Your hope supposed to be in the invisible God. If your faith and hope is in the invisible God, again, when the messenger appears, you will be like a student because God gonna give you a blessing to see and hear the messenger. This is how God bless people. That's why the Bible say, "Bless those who have the eyes to see, bless those who have the ears to hear." So again, if your hope is in the one true God, your faith is in the one true God, God will give you that blessing.
and last question, if I submit to Allah, would this make me fall into the wrong hands?
Well, I think really, as long as you meek and humble, you will never fall in the wrong, because that's what God, God is seeking those people. So even if you led astray to worshiping or looking towards the wrong thing, if you remain meek and humble, God will be able to change the direction so you can go the right way. So but Allah really represents the word made flesh. Like the Quran and Bible is saying the same thing. Religious teachers have confused us to not see that. So Allah is simply the vessel that God chooses to dwell in. It's called arms, legs. What it is, arms, legs, something. So
Wait,
it's really the word made flesh.
So I meant to say Allah in Hebrew, because I meant like the Allah in like Job in the Bible.
You speaking of this God then?
Huh?
You speaking of God?
Yes, it's
Well,
one
yeah,
of the
yeah. So I
names
said,
of
yeah.
God in the Bible. Allah, not the Arabic Allah, but the Hebrew Allah. It's the same thing, but it's the same thing.
The same thing, yeah. That's why I say, man, it just really You know, like I said, just keep your faith in God, brother. You know, you keep your faith in God, you can't go wrong. You know, you can't go wrong, brother.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, I think that's enough questions. God bless you and your wife. Assalamu alaikum.
all right.
Peace, brother.
Salam alaikum, brother. Peace, peace. So we got two panels going on, y'all. So if you see us talking over here, you know, everybody drop down. We reporting live, y'all, from Ethiopia. Oh, you got a question? We're gonna let you up next. I didn't know your page was real because you ain't had that many followers, so we're gonna let you up
Oh, me?
next. Nah, somebody in the comments. But what's up? Peace, peace.
Oh,
No,
yo,
brothers,
you
no,
going?
I'm talking to you. Yeah, what's going on?
Yo, oh shit, my bad. I just stepped on some. Um, I was like wondering, like, are y'all Ethiopian Orthodox or like,
I wouldn't say no, we're not Ethiopian Orthodox. You know, we just we got asked this question today. We will be just like the people in the Bible. The disciples was called Christians not because they was a church or not because they was a part of something, because they was following Christ. So since we testify to who Christ is, we are considered Christians. But we nothing like
The modern Christians.
the modern Christians or any Christians, because again, we actually have Christ. And
w-
that's what makes us Christians, you know, not because we read the Bible, not because we go to church or none of that.
would y'all say though that,
You went out, brother.
Yeah, you kind of went out.
yo, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Oh, my bad, it cut out. So would y'all say that the Ethiopian Orthodox were like worshiping incorrectly then? Because they're one of the oldest. I mean, they're pre-denominational. They were founded with the original church.
Well, yeah, definitely. The whole world, the devil deceived the whole world. Um, you know, so you know, even the people in the Bible worship wrong. So again, this whole thing. Why to be a real Christian, Christ shows up with the teachings to bring us out of darkness. Christ shows up with the teachings to destroy the devil, which is deception. So really, the whole world is in deception. You know, so but Christ is here to clear all that up. But correct.
Okay. So what type of position would y'all take then? Like a Hebrew Israelite or uh like I've never seen like someone say Ethiopia is the biblical Israel without like being Ethiopian Orthodox and then kind of like I feel like they would probably explain it in a different way though too, but I think they would somewhat agree. That's why I was like figuring maybe you were Ethiopian Orthodox because I've never
Okay.
seen it otherwise.
Well, yeah, that's why I say it's all about the truth, man. You know, a lot of people have bits and parts of the truth, but the whole truth is what's going to connect us to God. Um, so you know, we just simply speakers of the truth.
Yeah.
So some people might think we Muslims. You know, so it's just and this is why the truth is going to unite people from all religions.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
because you know the information simply touch all religion and all information. But at the
Uh,
same time, being that one truth. That's why I said the truth stands alone. See, when you really have the truth, you will stand alone.
all right. All right. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, brother. Appreciate you coming. And that's what we did today. We talked with a priest and a monk that was a part of the Orthodox Christianity here, and they was kind of having that same problem a little bit. You're like, "Oh, y'all Christians?" Or,
What religion are
you
you
know,
in?
what religion are you in? I just, they was very puzzled about we are so treated in this information, but we are not Christians.
God is above all religions.
You know, and we simply saying, we are Christians, but not the church going Bible real. What's going on? Peace, peace.
Hello, brothers. Good morning to you guys, or good afternoon, or good evening.
All right, peace, peace.
I'm kind of your neighbor. I'm Sudanese. Okay, I know the history very well, and everything that going in the region. First thing about you say that you guys are not Christian, nor Muslims, nor Hebrew. Okay? Yes, I tend to agree with you guys because religion is not to make up your identity or something like that. Religion is just form, to make society better or to change the society. I study social study. So, in my opinion, you guys say that you guys are not Christian because there's the one guy mentioned that Ethiopians are Christian Orthodox. I will say yes. Their teaching based are all on Orthodox because when the church divided, Ethiopian were the first, is they call them Eastern Orthodox, and then Egyptian Orthodox, and then go to other side of Orthodox. You see? And also, when somebody asks you, you guys are Muslims. No, you guys are not Muslims, but you guys share DNA with brothers and sisters and Arabs because Ethiopians are a Semitic group. They're Semite, okay? And then other African groups like me were not. So that's the only, thing that connected Ethiopian with Arab. And then other thing connect Ethiopia with Africa is the land. Because you guys in Africa, doesn't make you guys an African. But in DNA, you guys actually connected to the Arab more than connect to the Africans. Thank you.
Well, I wouldn't, I can't, I wouldn't say that, because our features, especially as Ethiopia, man. Ethiopia is so big, especially since I've been here, man. It's a huge place, you know.
But it's
So when
not
you talk
huge than
about
Sudan.
Ethiopia, man, you got
It,
northern Ethiopia, you got the
yeah,
Somalians, you
Ethiopia
got
is not
southern
bigger
part of
than Sudan.
Ethiopia, you know,
Yeah.
you got Uganda, you got Tanzania, so you have a lot of parts, now you do have a connection with the Sudanese and those people who was up north in more Ethiopia. I can see where you're going, but not that's not for the whole of Ethiopia.
Right, right. Yes, I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is, I don't look like you, you don't look like me, but you look like Arab, right?
Well, what about Arabs look like us?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Arab look like you guys.
Yeah, okay, what I'm saying, that's just that's just a similarity, you know,
Not similarity, brother. It is actually in the DNA. Okay? In Arabic, called a group of Samia. That means you guys are Semitic group. Okay? That's the truth. And then the other thing also, when you go when you go biblically, that is what called Ethiopians actually they suppressed the religion from other African countries to know even Christianity. They had the book before everybody else, but they don't want to spread it, to other countries. They kept to themselves. See, that's the wrongdoing of Ethiopia.
well,
Well, it's not. It's
You
not
got, you
the
got to go on
wrong.
mute.
Yeah, you have a lot of noise in your background, brother. But it's not the wrongdoing. It's what was supposed to happen because everyone wasn't supposed to have the book. That's why right now, as you can see, everyone has the book, and it's so much division. The book wasn't for everyone to read. It was for a prophecy to be written down.
It was vision. So it was no need to pass the book to the whole of Africa. And as you see, as soon as the book was passed out, now everybody is confused about one book that talks about one prophecy that's connected to a certain group of people. We are so confused because everybody has the book.
And Africans don't only have one feature. Like I don't understand what he was talking about. Like
He just trying to say the features of some Ethiopians look Arab, which like I said, that's just a feature. Which is like I said, true. It's almost like a Middle Eastern, and like I said, you deal with Upper Ethiopia. It's close to the Middle East, so it could have been a lot of mingling. I can't really speak on the exact things, but like I said, it's a lot of features that we don't only look like Middle Eastern people. We also look like a lot of Africans also. It's a lot of Africans that look identical to our features also. And they haven't mixed with the Middle East. But like I said, I just gotta get what he's saying with the Christian nation and with Egypt. It could have been a lot of mixing going on. I don't know. But we do have. But I would say they look like us. We don't look like them. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say.
You have to unmute.
We have to mute you because you have some background noise, so you gotta go on mute. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I totally agree with you guys. My only issue with the Christian Ethiopian, they hide the Christianity from the whole rest of Africa countries. Okay, and then also you have to know that when Islamic religion started, also Ethiopia was the second place that accepted Prophet Muhammad followers. When they had war in Mecca, the Prophet Muhammad told them to go to Ethiopia. See? And for that reason, you guys have intermarriage, intermingling, and everything. See?
Well, I think too, you got to understand, Ethiopia has never been peace. It's always been tribal wars. Even, so because of those tribal wars, Christianity couldn't spread because a lot of Ethiopian emperors were busy fighting their own brothers and sisters. So it was hard for the emperors and the messengers to spread Christianity all over Africa when they had issues in their own backyard. And then these issues never been solved even still to this day.
And then you have European missionaries trying to take the Christianity.
On top of that.
No. The European came late, very late. You know how they came late.
But they came 1800s. 1800s. The Europeans and see, I think this is where we draw the line with history. If you look it up, they'll tell you Europeans never stepped foot in Africa until the 1800s. This is why when you deal with the scramble of Africa, the Europeans set that up in the 1800s to scramble for Africa.
Right.
So really, they didn't come in Africa and make an effect until the 1800s. Most Africans had never seen a European.
That's correct. But how far the Arab came, entered to North Africa and Ethiopia? 630. You see? 630 or 639. That's how long before even European came to Africa. And Ethiopian already had the book. Okay? Ethiopian had the book. Why they didn't actually spread that long time ago before European came and deceived us?
That's what I'm saying. The book.
Brother,
You gotta go on mute, brother. You got some background noise. And trust me, we get what you're saying, brother. And all we trying to say is the book was never meant to be passed out because the Bible is a prophecy about the last days. So the Europeans just used the book to justify their position and colonize the world using their interpretation. So the book was a tool for Europeans, but for Ethiopians, the book wasn't a tool. You know, it was simply visions. That's like right now, if I had dreams, why would I pass my dream out to my brothers and sisters? It's my dream because the dream gonna happen regardless. But if I give you my dream and I'm not here to interpret my dream for you, you might misinterpret my dream. And that's what the world has done. They have taken dreams and vision and misinterpreted them and turned them into fairy tales or historical stories. The Bible is not historical stories. So it was actually the Bible wasn't meant to be in everybody's hands. The Bible wasn't meant to be in every country. Because as we see, every country has the Bible, but everybody has deception.
and Christianity was being brought out, but the mindset of the people now, they don't understand the true Christianity because Christ is a king. He's the king of kings. Africa always had kings, but now we have presidents, we have prime ministers. So now you can't even connect yourself to understanding what a true Christ is, which is just a king of kings, a son of man that rises to power.
So like I say, the Europeans just used the book as a tool.
Now people think Christ is a man in the sky. That's the colonization.
You say Tonga still has a king?
Peter, you gotta unmute.
Yeah, you trying to say like Ethiopia held Christianity too long, and then the white folks came in and brought their own version of Christianity. When Christianity wasn't a religion, it was a way of life. It was a title. The Christian king was a title. Christianity wasn't a religion till they stole the book.
I'm kind of in a noisy place, but I will join you guys later. Yeah, I'm at gym right now, so but it is interesting topic. I really like it because I grew up in that place and I came to North America, so it's good to discuss. Thank you.
Okay,
Next time
brother,
I'll join
to
you.
you, man.
Yeah,
I definitely gave you a follow, brother.
yeah, I will do that too.
I'm sorry, brother.
Sorry about that. Yeah, like he was saying, which was a great point to bring clarity to the truth, because we say this all the time. The Bible, and this is why people can't accept it right now. Like the Bible has no private interpretation. This is the simplest way I'm gonna say this, and we're gonna get back to the guest. The Bible has no private interpretation. But guess what? As soon as you pick it up and read it, and you don't have the one that's supposed to bring you the interpretation, what do you have to do? You have to put your own thoughts. Now, everybody's thoughts are private. I'm going to say it again. Everybody's thoughts are private. So when you start reading the Bible for yourself, there goes the private interpretation that goes against the book that you are reading. This is why the book is not for you. The book is not going to bring you closer to God. And the book is actually going to bring you far away from God. This is why they say the letter kills. That's why the book is a prophecy about the word becoming flesh. It's not a prophecy about the words going inside of a book. And this flesh is going to speak. This flesh is going to bring clarity. This flesh is going to understand. That's like a text message. If I text you 10 paragraphs, what the first thing you going to do? Call me. What you meant? What you mean? What you mean when you said that? You got to get clarity from the one that the text message come from. Because even though you might read the text message in real time and I just sent it to you, you still can misinterpret my words. And so what you think we're doing with the Bible? This is why the Bible say no private interpretation. So if there's no private interpretation, then we're not supposed to have it.
Especially teacher. Peace to you.
What's going on, Leon? Peace, peace. Oh, he jumped down.
Yeah, this person.
Okay, we're gonna go over here to the next panel, y'all. Like I say, we got 2 panels going. And right now we are in Addis Ababa. So if you're watching from Addis Ababa and you know you down with the revolution, don't be afraid to give us a holler. Peace.
Check out the website and the
So
YouTube.
how y'all doing?
Peace.
We good,
Yes.
brother. How about yourself?
I'm good. So in my opinion, I don't think the Bible belong in Ethiopia as well. I mean, because if we look into history, the Ethiopia we see today, it was colonized after the Oskamite and Kushite War, because the indigenous people of that area were the Kushites. They were Nile Valley people, and they worshiped Nile Valley gods. It wasn't until the war when Oskamite Empire, with King Isaiah, he finished the Kushites off, and then he took over Ethiopia, and then he got visited from a priest from Syria who introduced him to Christianity, and he decided to teach it to his people. So that wasn't the indigenous book to that land, and it wasn't the indigenous people.
So where is it then?
Whereas what?
Where does the Bible come from?
Well, the Bible started out with the Septuagint in Egypt, when Egypt got taken over, and then they brought it there. I mean, 'cause that's the first time we see like an actual Bible was the Septuagint, the Greek Septuagint, and that was in Egypt.
Well, this is where we go wrong with Christianity. Christianity is a title and a structure. It's not a religion
Or a book.
or a book. So that we first must understand that as a collective. Christianity is not a religion. It's a position, it's a title, and it's a structure. Now, if anybody can show me a King of Kings and a Lord of Lords in Egypt,
Yeah,
then, but
we got that.
okay,
Are you familiar with
tell me his name. To tell me now you can't give me no 2,000-year-old individual like they and see that's what the colonizer was so good at. They gave us information of stuff so far back, nobody can fact check it. Nobody can
we can
fact check anything from 2,000 years ago. We ain't got no evidence. We barely left America. So we don't have evidence of something 2,000 years old. Now, we got evidence of something 100 years old. We got evidence of something 200 years old. But when you start going back 500, thousands, 6,000 years ago, that stuff get lost in the sauce.
That's when they twist history.
You know, and that's how they can twist. Yeah, that's how they twist history. That's how they fed us the Jesus story. The Jesus story was an end time prophecy. They took it 2,000 years ago. You know, so but you say you have a king. Can you give us his name and what time he lived?
Well, I'm saying I know somebody who was given that title, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, before the Bible. And my question is, do you guys believe that the hieroglyphs being translated? Like, can we read them today? Or do you think it's all fake what they're doing?
No, but can you give us the king that you said that was in Egypt?
Yeah, it's in the Per M Heru is the book, and Asar is given the title King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
And say his name again.
Asar.
Asar. And when was this? How long ago this was?
I don't know off the top of my head. You can look up. It's called the Per M Heru, or the Book of the Dead. Is where it's written at. You can look up the time frame of when that was created. But it's called the Per M Heru.
So we don't have no grave site or nothing.
No, it's written down.
It's written down. Okay.
And he's given the title King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
Okay,
It's
okay.
real old though.
So if you had somebody in the 1800s that grabbed this title, and they never went to theology school, they never was indoctrinated, by the Romans or the Greeks or none of that, and they held this title, and they traced their lineage back to Ethiopia. Now you don't have one, you have multiple people, and see, this was recently. So if we know about something so far long ago, but we don't know about the stuff that happened 100 and 200 years ago, how do we know about the stuff that happened so long ago? To me, it got to be somebody giving you that information, making it available for you to find, because it really ain't true. And the stuff that's actual true, that's tangible, we can put our hands on, we can take it to court and restore our dynasty. They don't let you know about that.
When you say
Because
Ethiopia, when you say Ethiopia, are you referring to ancient Ethiopia or the Ethiopia from today?
no, I'm referring to East Africa.
Oh, you just call all that Ethiopia?
Well, at the same time, but the throne wasn't all over Africa. The throne was in northern Ethiopia. That's what
Okay.
what we call Ethiopia today was in northern Ethiopia. That's where the throne was.
Okay.
And see, the Bible is connected to a throne. The Bible is not connected to religion, as most of us would think. So by the Bible being connected to a throne, we have to follow this throne. And see, this is where you make the connection there. Once you follow the throne, you follow the kings, and voila, the connection is there.
That's why we talk about the
Yeah.
kings,
So you saying the
the kings that sat on the throne of David. These
them
these
people?
are tangible people that you can actually look up, do research on, and they all are from Ethiopia. They hold the title King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
And they from different parts of Ethiopia also. They're not from all the same region. And you also talk about the era of princes. The Bible talks about the era of princes. You find this in Ethiopia. You find a bunch of princes, but no king. And these princes was warring with one another. You find this also in Ethiopia. And I want to share with this to you, brother man. The Bible is not a more ancient book as we think, because the Bible is a book of dreams and visions. So this wouldn't be the first book that was created. The doorbell?
I don't know if it's his.
You see what
Oh,
I'm
that's
saying?
my
So the
phone. My
Bible is
bad.
not.
Oh, it's his.
All right. So the Bible is not a book that's been around for millions of years. The vision wasn't seen million years ago, because the vision is about us. That's why we read the Bible, especially if you understand it. It's talking about a generation that was going to be taken from their land. They was going to be scattered. They was going to be at the bottom of the totem pole, and they was going to be prey for all nations. We see that. We see that upon us. So the Bible was written about us. Why would somebody see this vision a million years ago? Somebody could have seen this vision 200 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Start putting in the book for us.
Yeah. So you don't agree that the Bible came to Ethiopia through King Isaiah when he was visited by a Syrian? I mean, 'cause that's what the history says.
They do that to twist. Why do you think that the British Empire came into Ethiopia during Tedros' time to steal biblical manuscripts that's still in the Vatican till this day? You can even look up, why do they even have a college for Ethiopian priests at Rome, in Rome?
Yeah.
There's just certain things that you have to like really research on, and you'll see that there's a lot of deception that they created, so you won't look to Ethiopia.
Correct. And the Bible is a collection of scrolls. The Bible was never one book. And this man, Tedros, he collected all the writings from all the churches in Ethiopia. This is what made Tedros so special. He collected all the scrolls. So when the British came and invaded Ethiopia at the time he was king, this is how they was able to get all these scrolls. Because it had never been a Bible. It never been a Bible until they took the scrolls and put them all in one book
Exactly.
and made the Bible, which is simply mean the collection of scrolls or collection of books. So the Bible was never one book, because remember, it's dreams and visions from different prophets about the vision of God.
For the last days.
For the last day. That's really all the Bible is. It is. It's not a history book. It's not a religious book. It's a book of dreams and visions.
And the Bible doesn't have any dates. But who give you dates? Who give you history? The colonizers give you history, so you will look at the false history.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm just a little bit confused because y'all use the term Ethiopia, and I studied that. I studied a lot of Nile Valley cultures, and like the Kandake warriors, the Kushites, they were called Ethiopia first. Y'all familiar with the women warriors, the Kandake or the Candace, who had the war with Rome?
That's women war. But I say that the Kushites is a modern day name. See, like
No. Sudan is the modern day name. Kush, well, Cash, that's the ancient name. But the other people called them, like the Europeans that came in, called them Ethiopia because they were so dark. I think Ethiopia.
first they called them Abyssinia. First they called them
Yeah,
Abyssinia before they were called Ethiopia. But like I say, like when you deal with these, see, our ancestors didn't write the story that we read. Our ancestors didn't put the information out that we research. The colonizers put this information out. So every time you research something, you're researching it from a colonized point of view. Even the word Abyssinia is a colonized name, because in his book, he say I'm an Amorite, but the English will call me an Abyssinia. So very few times when we go research information, we're not researching what our ancestors wrote. We are researching what the colonizers has put out.
yeah.
That's why
I try,
research can be very tricky.
Even
yeah, I try
Ethiopia,
to,
Ethiopia is a Greek name. So,
yeah.
you know,
That's why I said Kush, and I said the Europeans came in and called them Ethiopians because they were dark, but their original name was Kush, aka Cash, and they had a set of women warriors who were the queens, and they ruled. Like that's why I was telling y'all about the war with the Romans they had, and then they had a stalemate. They didn't get beat by the Romans, but right after that war they had with the Romans, that's when they had a war with the Oscanite Empire with King Isaiah, who were coming in from the Middle East with their doctrines. And I know history can lie. That's why I think it's imperative that we learn how to read the most ancient East African language, which would be the Medu Neter hieroglyphs. I mean, I'm not proficient in reading it, but I took classes, and I can like translate. I mean, transliterate as well. So I go into what's being written down by those people at that time. I don't just go off what the scholars say. I think everybody should learn. If y'all want to really be into East African history, y'all got to learn that language and see what they're saying about the surrounding groups of people. I mean, because even the Kushites, they was writing in hieroglyphs, so they have some sources as well. You can read about what they were saying.
well, a lot of
Have you heard of
people,
Geese?
yeah, have you heard of geese?
Yeah, Geese. Yeah,
That's older.
that's
That's one of the oldest languages of Ethiopia, and
but
most
it's
Ethiopians can't speak Geese at all, because Geese was really for priests, prophets,
Geese
and
looks
also
like.
the original
Have you
Bible.
seen Greek language written down? I mean, they
Have
kind
I
of look
seen
familiar.
what? Greek?
The Greek language. Yeah.
I can't say I could have and I could not. I can't really say.
But brother, it's really not about the language, because God is doing something new. That what's really important is the word of God that is spoken. Because you can learn about old language all day you want. It's really not going to change the perception of how we are today, what we going through today. What we need to focus on is how can we move forward instead of keep going backwards and trying to learn stuff in the past.
Because
Yeah.
the reason why we reference history is to solidify the things we are doing today. We don't reference history to try to be a history teacher. At least not us, because we know I don't really go that deep in history. But I have to touch on historical facts so people can understand why these things are happening in the future. You know, so that's kind of where we at when it comes with history. We not really no history scholars, but to solidify the things we are doing, we have to highlight points of history, that back up what we are doing today so we can move forward.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I mean, I think you got some good teachings as far as like diet and all that. I mean, I can agree with that stuff that makes sense to me. But when you start talking about history, I mean, I study history. I teach history as well. I mean, I got a Facebook group. We got thousands, like 74K members, and we all share information. So when you talk
Okay.
about like Ethiopia, Egypt, and these areas, and it don't make sense, I would just tell you from what I've read, I don't see it. But like I said, I'm not against what y'all doing. Y'all do y'all thing. I'm gonna just be a
Well, you got to,
spectator.
but I will also say you got to remember, like the colonizers put those names on the map. Like Egypt is not Egypt. Wait, like
Ethiopia.
yeah, it's
Names.
Egypt has a
I can
meaning.
say the real names, but I don't think y'all would know.
Egypt has a meaning, but they put those names on a map to confuse the people.
Yeah. Because Egypt was in Ethiopia first, which is out of worship. That's what Egypt represents, out of worship, bondage. So
Yeah.
it's just like I say, man. It's good that you study it. And you all studying the language, which is another good thing. But like I say, we just highlighting the fact the throne of David that got to be restored. That's going to give us jurisdiction. Because right now we have no jurisdiction on earth. Just like the brother that got locked up for that long, and then the Chinese dude unalived the brother, and he ain't getting no time because we have no jurisdiction. We don't have nobody to stand up and say, "Oh no, we're not gonna let that happen." All we got is a bunch of
Yeah.
people angry and emotional, just acting out on emotions, but nothing is being done. And this has been going on for years. So we talk about the throne of David. We talk about the N word, which is why they call us the N word. But if we don't know where we come from, we don't know why we call it the N word. We actually think it's bad when somebody calls the N word, but that word is connected to East Africa. They just changed the spelling.
Yeah.
So history, man, has followed us, but because we are void of a lot of information, we're not able to connect the dots.
All right, brother, I got you. But that's pretty much all I had. That's a couple of questions. That's it.
Okay. All right, brother. I definitely gave you a follow, man. Appreciate you coming up, brother. Anytime, man.
Peace, peace.
All right. I'll follow you too. Peace.
All right. Peace. And I think that's what people like. We never studied history. Like we bring these things out because they are in line with the mission that we have today. So we never studied history, because we stand with the truth. We have found the truth, and it's not to put an ego or nothing. It's just this stuff have fell in our path. So this is not we don't bring this information out because we became a scholar of history. This is in divine timing with the path and the mission that we are actually establishing today in our time. So this connect to what we're doing. This is why we bring historical facts out. So a lot of people might see us say these things and look at us as a scholar of history. We know we're not a scholar of history. We highlight things that, again, help you identify the reason why we walk in this path.
Nobody really came up and explained their.
Prove it, man. These people behind us is our proof, that Ethiopia is the biblical Israel. It's not, like I say, y'all, we're not making this up. These are real people. We go find their grave sites. We got the name of their kids. A lot of stuff, man. So it's just, facts on top of facts, man. And there's a reason why we know nothing about these. And see, when people talk about Creed warriors, This woman right here led an army in the 1900s. She led an army and defeated and won. You know, this woman right here. Zadi, she led an army. So, but, you know, when you deal with the culture of the Bible, we arguing about if the Bible telling women to shut up. This woman sat on the whole throne. And it's many noble women throughout Ethiopian history that's not really talked about. You see what I'm saying? So, all the emotions, all the lies, when I say when you talk about Ethiopia and connect it to the right place.
That's not Tatu. Tatu is Menelek's wife.
Yeah, this is
Menelek's daughter that sat on the throne after Menelek.
You know, so people think the Bible is dimming women and all that. Man, come on. The culture of where the Bible come from, they had powerful women. But we were never taught about this. So we are part of the small talk and the small dogma, and we're not getting back to the reality of these things. You know, now, of course, more men rule than women, but at the same time, it's a lot of notable women. Just as the Bible talk about Miriam, the Bible talk about notable women. But I say these things to remove the division that's among us, to bring that peace of mind, you know, to bring that clarity. They got some women say, do God hate women? Because the Bible say this. You know, just we gotta do better, y'all.
Peace.
I just came in here and I still don't get what your proof is, bro. Like, I'm an Ethiopian, for example. I know that you know a lot because I've been hearing you for the past like 5 minutes or so. You know a lot about Ethiopia, my country. Even I don't know that much about my country, my own country. But still, like, what's your concrete proof that, what's your claim? What are you basing your claim on to say that Ethiopia is the biblical Israel?
Well, first of all, the Israel that people look at was created in 1948. So if Israel was already in the Middle East, they wouldn't be able to create it. You know, you wouldn't be able to establish something that's already established. So that's just lame terms. But when the Bible is about the throne of David, brother. David's throne. Now, we have multiple people from Ethiopia that sat on that throne. We have no king in Israel that sat on the throne. Now, again, a lot of people want to deal with the colonized history.
Sorry to stop you, but which throne are you talking about?
The throne that Haile Selassie sat on, the throne that Menelik sat on, the throne that Tedros sat on, the throne that Johannes sat on.
But David had a son.
What David, it says David will never lack a man. So it's not just about Solomon. And these are parables that we have taken. We don't have the true understanding of.
Watered down.
You know,
I may not know the verses.
Well, no. It's not about the verses. It's about the understanding of the parable. It's about the meaning of the parable. So
look, here's what I know. Like,
hold on. Let me finish. I'll be very short.
Okay. Just talk. Okay, I'm gonna hear you.
King of Kings and Lord of Lords is the title of the throne that's in Ethiopia. You don't have that throne existing in Israel.
But like anybody could come up and claim that title, you know?
No.
What's your proof? I need concrete proof.
No, brother. Anybody
from Ethiopia could rise and say that I am the King of Kings. Like that doesn't mean.
But brother, that is part of Ethiopians' history. Like Tedros. That's why you have Gondor. Gondor was a capital of Ethiopia before even Addis Ababa. So that history is very.
I know that.
So that history, but brother, that history is important because that's why you have those cities, those areas.
Okay, let me tell you something.
The first church.
Ethiopia back then, in the historical Ethiopia that you're talking about, it is not the same Ethiopia we know it as today. Like today Ethiopia is not the same as the historical Ethiopia you guys are mentioning here. Okay,
but we know that
it is divided. Yeah. I'm an Ethiopian. I'm saying this. I'm telling you. Ethiopia, as you know it today, is not the historical Ethiopia. Now, you mentioned some kings. There was an era where Ethiopians got mixed with the Jews. The descendants of Jews are living in Ethiopia. They got mixed with my people. And they even have a name, a specific name we call them here in my country. They're called falasha. I think that's a derogative word. They don't like it to be called like that, but they do live here. But that don't mean like the nation of Ethiopia is the biblical Israel.
Brother,
I mean, come
brother,
on.
So, brother, what is the biblical
I want to ask
Israel?
him, where was the first church built?
Sorry, come again?
Where was the first church built?
As in a Christian church?
Yeah, the first church. Did the whole world come see? Where do they come see the first church?
Actually, it's not Ethiopia. It's in Armenia.
No, it's in Lalibela.
No. That's not the truth, bro.
Brother.
Armenia is the first nation to accept
No,
Christianity
brother.
before Ethiopia.
Brother.
I know
Hold on,
Ethiopia
brother. You
accepted
talking about?
Christianity
Like,
way
you talking
before
about
Europe.
Hold on,
accept.
brother.
Ain't no accepting.
Hold on. You talking about accepting Christianity? If you look it up right now, they say the Church of Lalibela was built by angels. They still can't describe the way it was built. This is what the world says. This is what when you look it up.
Like, what's that got to do about Ethiopia?
Hold on.
I don't get it.
Hold up. Where else in the world where you have a church that they say was built by angels?
How can you claim that as a
Hold on, brother. I don't claim it, but
Israel,
no. Brother, you're not listening.
Are you
Why
getting
did
my
the
question?
angels? Listen. Why did the angels build a church in Lalibela and then build it in Israel?
How do you know that is true?
Well, brother, that's what they say.
How do you know it's true?
Okay. Well, look. If it ain't true, show me another place where angels built the church.
I'm asking you, how do you know angels built it?
Because there's no other structure like it on the face of the earth.
A sculpture? Are you joking, bro?
That's not a sculpture.
That's not a
There are
sculpture,
other sculptures
brother.
within the same country.
Brother, hold on. For one thing, it's not a sculpture. It's actually a place, and it's built
On the ground.
in the ground with a cross on it.
That's a carving. They carved it with their hands and stuff. That's the history. I know that. There are other wonders in the world that you could be amazed at. Are you going to say those are built by angels too?
Well, brother,
Look here, I'm not denying that Ethiopia doesn't have a history with Christianity. My question is, okay, listen to me for a second here. My question is, I need a biblical proof from you guys. Dates, history, scholars, how you relate Ethiopia and Israel. I mean, not how you relate. You actually say Ethiopia is the biblical Israel. You're claiming Abraham is Ethiopian. David is Ethiopian. You're actually claiming that.
Brother, do you want scripture? Because we can give you scripture that says that Ethiopia is Israel.
I need the word. Okay, give me the verse.
Okay, it's Amos.
Tell them.
It's Amos 9 and 7.
And I want to ask you this: are you familiar that the first paintings of Christ came from Ethiopia? Are you familiar with that?
Come again? First what?
The first paintings of Christ come from Ethiopia. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. So we're in Amos 9 and 7. Amos, whatever roll off your tongue. So it reads, "Are you not as children of Ethiopians unto me, O Israel?" Are you not as the Ethiopians, O children of Israel? Now, Ethiopia is mentioned several times in the Bible.
I know that.
Where?
But you're mixing the two nations. That's what my confusion is.
Slow down.
Ethiopia is Israel.
Brother. It says the children of Ethiopia it says, are you not as children of Ethiopians unto me, O children of Israel?
Say if the Lord.
Nations here in the verse.
Say if the
there are
Lord.
Two nations here on the verse.
Brother.
Read it carefully, guys.
Brother, you read it for us. Read it. No, let him read it. Read it. And explain it.
Wait. Amos chapter 9, verse 7, right?
Correct.
Are you not like the people of Ethiopia to me, O children of Israel? Says the Lord. Did I not bring up Israel from the land of Egypt, the Philistines from Caphtor, and the Syrians from Kir? So, look here. It is separating Ethiopia from Israel. Are you not like the people of Ethiopia to me? Oh, what? The people of Ethiopia to me. Oh, children of Israel. He's talking to Israel.
He's talking to
He's telling
Israel.
them about Ethiopia.
He said he's
I know,
asking. He's
it's-
talking to brother. He's talking to Israel.
Let me ask you this question.
No.
Let me ask you this
No,
question.
brother.
If
No,
Ethiopia is
brother.
Israel here, according to this verse,
Brother, we gotta get the understanding of this first part. The Lord is talking to Israel, asking Israel, "Are you not the children of Ethiopians unto me?" That's not separating them.
You know, I just wanted to ask him simply this.
That's not separating them.
Yeah, you gotta come off mute, brother. But I want to ask you this. Enoch, the book of Enoch, right? It's called the Ethiopian Enoch, right?
the Ethiopian Enoch,
Yeah, have you ever heard of that book? You ever heard of Enoch?
I've heard it before, but I didn't know that people call it Ethiopian Enoch. I know it's just Enoch.
No. If you look up the book, the original book is called Ethiopian Enoch. Now Enoch was before Noah, Moses, all that, right? He not called Israel Enoch. He not called Egypt Enoch. He called Ethiopian Enoch, brother. Matter of fact, you can look up the book. Now I want to ask you this. Where does the oldest Bible come from?
No. You're actually wrong. The oldest scripture proof that we have as of today on Christianity and the Bible is, I forgot the name. What was it? It's not Ethiopian Bible.
The oldest Bible is the Ethiopian Bible.
As an Ethiopian.
The oldest language, I mean the original writings of the scrolls that's in the Vatican that they stole.
Oh my God.
That
I
they
just forgot
stole.
the name, but it's not the
Brother.
Ethiopia, bro.
It's written in Ge'ez. The oldest manuscripts of the Bible is written in Ge'ez. The oldest, you can look this up.
No. The oldest manuscripts, I just remembered it. It's the Dead Sea Scrolls. Do you know them? Dead Sea Scrolls. Those are the oldest manuscripts found.
Brother,
Which relate to the Bible.
Brother,
it's not the Ethiopian Bible.
Listen.
It's the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Listen. They found the Dead Sea Scrolls in the 1900s, brother.
That's their discovery date.
So okay, listen. How could you find something that's so old when they already had the original manuscripts in the Vatican in the 1900s, written in Ge'ez? The oldest manuscripts of the Bible is in the Vatican and is written in Ge'ez, brother. Go look it up, brother. I'm not telling you something I made up. You can go look these things up. Right now, priests in the Vatican, they try to learn Ge'ez. This is what they go after to try to learn to interpretate the scripture, brother. You can look these things up, man.
Bro, I'm not denying that Ethiopia's got a long history with Israel or Ethiopia is not a Christian nation. I'm not denying none of that.
We're not saying you denying that.
Is, there is no concrete proof for you to say Ethiopia is Israel.
Brother, King David's throne, if Israel was the biblical land, King David's throne would be there. Menelik would have been in Israel. Johannes would have been in Israel. Tedros would have been in Israel. None of these people who sat on the throne traced their people back to Israel, brother. This is why they created Israel in 1948. Because remember, brother, Israel is supposed to have been established. So why would they have to create an Israel? I don't know how you can't wrap your head around that.
Actually, there's a prophecy. It was a long prophesy that Israel as a nation would be destroyed, and also there's been a prophecy that God will bring them together and they will form a country.
No, brother. You can't form a country without the king. Where's the King of Kings that established the country.
They didn't.
America not going to establish Israel, but America established Israel. I hope you know that.
I know they formed a democracy. That's what they formed. Israel will be a monarchy because Israel has a king.
Always.
The king is the one that established Israel, not another country.
We have a picture of the background. Those are Ethiopian emperors.
Correct.
And your kings.
And their title
They're
was
my kings. I know them.
okay. And their title was what? What was their title?
The conquering lion of what? The tribe of who?
They say Judah. I know that.
Wait. So
It's not they.
They said
It's what it is.
Come on, brother.
That is what their title
Let me
is.
tell you. Do you know the history behind that? Do you know why they claim that title?
Because of the connection between the Queen of Sheba and Solomon, correct?
Which is a myth.
Yes,
That's a myth.
that is it. Now, does that mean Ethiopia is Israel? Does that mean Solomon is an Ethiopian?
Yes.
No! You just told me that these emperors were able to claim the title because Queen of Sheba had a relation with King Solomon. Sheba was a dynasty also. Do you know that? That's not the queen's name. Sheba was a place.
Well, brother, we understand. Trust, brother.
You know that, right? Sheba is a place.
Listen, brother. The way we explain Solomon and Sheba, we know you won't understand it. We know you won't be able to wrap your hand around what the story.
No, try me, bro. Try me.
Okay. You ever heard of Jesus and Mary story?
Which story?
The Jesus
and Mary, right? Everybody know that story, right?
Which one I meant? Like
Joseph
Jesus and Mary, but which story exactly?
It's only one story, brother. The Virgin Mary and Joseph got together and had a son named Jesus.
Because there is another Mary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's only one story. Joseph and Mary came together and had an anointed son, which was Jesus, who had what? The wisdom of God, right?
Wait. Did you say Joseph and Mary had Jesus?
Brother, that's the New Testament story. That's the Joseph and Mary.
No, I mean, do you think like Joseph?
Hold up, that's what I'm saying, so, brother. Hold on. See what I'm saying? See
that or
now, listen. You told me to try you, and you already getting off track. You see what I'm saying? You already
get
get
something wrong. Or maybe I heard you wrong. I don't know because
no. You
gave Jesus.
Brother, you veering off.
Listening, brother, you're not listening.
You veering off to what we actually need to talk about, which is Solomon and Sheba. And Solomon.
Brought up the story.
What? But because I'm trying to tell you something. All you gotta do is listen to me. You ain't gotta believe me. Just listen to me.
Just say. Okay, look, I'm listening.
Okay, so the Virgin Mary, Joseph, and Jesus is the same thing as Solomon, Sheba, and Menelik. It's the same story using different names. That's why when you go talk to anybody in Ethiopia, the Solomon and Sheba story is still a myth. When we went to the museum, it's a myth. It's not totally understood. Nobody knows the dates. Nobody knows where Sheba was actually really at. It's just a story that's told. And the story is told because the world don't understand the meaning of the story. So I'm trying to give you the
Sheba is a place, brother.
Sheba is the same. Sheba is the same thing as Virgin Mary.
Sheba is a dynasty, a place. It's not the name of the queen, bro.
Brother, we're not looking at it as a literal woman. That's what we're trying to show you. You don't even understand our understanding of the teachings. So we're just trying to show you the connection between Mary and Joseph and Sheba and Solomon and how they connect.
How does that relate to the birth of Jesus?
It's the same, brother. The birth of Jesus is about an anointed man with the wisdom of God, right?
Is Jesus a God? Let me ask you this.
No, you're not.
You just going straight to the next. Like you're not trying to.
I asked you a question.
No, because you got it wrong. Is Jesus
I asked
God?
you a question, brother. I asked you a question to see was you listening, and I know you weren't listening. Because you know why? You didn't answer the question. Tell me what I asked you.
Bro, you're quoting something that is wrong. That's
Tell me what I asked you though. Tell me what I asked you.
saying? Like, no, bro, because you're making something wrong.
Tell me what I, brother. I can't have a conversation with somebody if they're not gonna listen to what I say, because I'm not up here to be taught nothing. If I was,
you're skimming off things. I have to pick up one by one, bro. Like,
okay, so
man.
listen. All I asked you was not the Jesus story about a son of man born with God wisdom.
No.
So what did Christ have then?
You're wrong.
So what did Christ have? He had the devil wisdom?
The birth of Jesus Christ is God incarnate, okay? God becoming a human being. Not just an anointed man. He's not just a man. He is God.
So when we read scripture and it says that God is spirit, is God spirit?
Well, that before he became incarnate, yes, he was a spirit.
So is God spirit? Is God spirit first?
Before the incarnation.
Is God spirit first?
Before Jesus Christ became a human being.
Is God spirit first?
Okay, there's something called Trinity. I don't know if you believe that or not. No, you don't believe that.
Brother, just answer. Brother, is God is spirit, correct? First.
Brother, we just showed you the Trinity.
Yeah, he is. I never denied that.
Okay, so we know God is spirit. We can agree on that. But Christ, the Son of Man, is a son of man, is a man that hosts the spirit, because God chose the Son of Man.
Do you know why he calls himself the Son of Man?
Because God chose him to be the Son of Man.
Because every prophet. No. Hey, brother. Listen. No.
Mentioned in the book of Daniel. Do you know that?
Brother.
In the book of Daniel, you can go and read it. Chapter 7.
Hey, brother, man.
It's a divine title. Jesus is claiming to be.
This is what you don't understand, brother. Every messenger that God sent was a son of man. God never sent a spirit. All prophets were sons of men. The empress, now you do have a woman of a man up here, but the rest of them are sons of man. So God never sent a spirit. God never sent somebody out the sky. So when the Bible say God don't change, brother, guess what? God don't change. So the same way God was back then, yesterday, today, God will be the same way. So Jesus is a son of man that you don't choose. Jesus is a son of man who God chooses. This is why you can't. No, hold on, brother. Listen. The Bible said Christ was born of a woman. The Bible say this. We don't like. The Bible says he's a son of. Brother, man, I can't.
Do you know the term the Son of Man is used as a title of a deity in the book of Daniel, chapter 7? Can you tell me that? Do you know that?
Brother, God.
Daniel wrote about Christ, brother. Daniel wrote about the chosen Son of Man. That's why you have Son of Man.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But no, it's not a deity, it's Christ.
Please open up Daniel chapter 7. Can you please open up Daniel chapter 7?
Brother, we already know the verse you're going to read. So Daniel is talking about Christ. Daniel wrote about who did prophets write about, brother?
No, I'm telling you, like what you say. You just say that you know the verse, so I need you to tell me what does it say.
It talks about the Son of Man going to the King.
What?
It talks about the Son of Man going to the King in Daniel 7, brother. You can read it.
Is that the only thing that it says? Is that the only thing that it says?
Well, brother, that's not word for word.
It then talks about him accepting worship. It goes on. There's a lot of it. Who accepts worships other than God? Can a mere human being accept worship other than God?
Brother, it says worship the Son so you can worship God.
No, bro, you're not reading the verse. Let me read it for you if you allow me. I can read it for you.
Go ahead, brother.
This brother, man. This brother. He went from asking questions to becoming a teacher.
Yeah, you just denying the basic principle of Christianity.
Brother, Christ, the reason why you worship Christ is because of his words. The words that Christ speak is spirit, which is God. Not him being God. The words that come out his mouth come from God.
So you worship the word made
Okay, let me
flesh.
ask you this: why did the Jews wanted to stone him when he was
Because
talking
he was
about-
a because
The
he
Jews
was
said
a
they tried
mere
to stone him,
man.
pick up the stone him.
Because he was a mere man proclaiming.
Hold up, say it slow. Why did the Jews want to stone him? Because he was a what?
A mere man.
I don't think he was a
No,
what?
He was.
What he was. For example, he was telling them like, before Abraham.
No, this is what the
Was-
scripture
No,
says.
no.
This is what the scripture says in Daniel. It says he was a mere man proclaiming to be
I'm
God.
looking for the verse. The ancient, you know, the verse that talks about the ancient of days and the Son of Man coming for the ancient of days. You know that verse?
Yeah, I think that's 7 and it's not
Yeah,
25.
in Daniel chapter 7, verse
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, 22. It's right before 25. The lights off. Yeah. Everything you know. Everything you know warm. And never forget, brother, the Jews wanted to stone Christ because he was a mere man proclaiming to be God.
God. Exactly. They knew what he was talking about.
No, but
and he never denied it.
Proclaiming to be the
brother,
Son of
he
God.
said, Christ said it many times, I come in who? My Father's name. You know how many times Christ separated himself from the Father, brother? So how could he be the Father? Now he's the image of God because he's hosting the Spirit, but he's not God because he's not Spirit. He's flesh and blood. God is not flesh and blood. Christ is all. Matter of fact,
Actually,
Moses was Christ, brother. Moses was a word made flesh. Because how did the children of Israel receive the word when they was in Egypt? They didn't have a Bible. So how did they get the word in Egypt? The word made flesh.
what do you say?
How did the children of Israel receive the word in Moses' days when they was in Egypt? They didn't have a Bible. They didn't have Jesus. So God, not Jesus, made Moses the word made flesh. So Moses brought the word to Israel because of what God had given him. And Moses wrote about the coming of Christ. And Moses said what? God gonna raise up another prophet like me. Listen to him.
You're not understanding me. I never denied Jesus Christ is not a human being. I never said he's not a prophet. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, you did. You did. You say he God. God ain't a prophet, brother. God is not a prophet.
What's a prophet?
A prophet is somebody that God chooses, but God ain't a prophet.
No. I need you to tell me the exact definition. What's a prophet? What does a prophet do?
Prophesies the information that prophesies the vision that God has given that individual. That's what a prophet is.
No. So what does that have to do with, like, why can't God prophesy something? Because he already has the knowledge about it.
God ain't, because God, I said God not a prophet. God make prophets. God ain't a prophet. God above prophets, brother.
God gives the
God don't
information.
have no vision.
God
It's
gives,
like God got a dream. No, the
God-
prophet had a dream.
Yeah.
No, he can talk about his knowledge. He can
No.
convey his knowledge.
through
But he
a
already
prophet.
knows.
He does that through a prophet, which is a person, brother.
I think,
Are
brother,
you saying he cannot say himself?
God don't need to save himself because nobody can touch God.
Nobody can touch God. What are you talking about?
God is the
Come on, bro. Try to understand me here.
Oh, no,
is God not
hold
hold
on.
invisible?
on, brother. Can you touch the wind? Oh, matter of fact, can you stop the wind?
How are you gonna relate that to God?
That's
not related.
brother. That's a simple question. Can you stop the wind? Can you fight the wind?
Yeah, you can.
How?
Technically, you can.
How?
Go inside your house.
The wind could be strong enough to knock your house down.
Well, dig something underground. That's not related,
Brother,
That's not fighting it. That's hiding away from
you can't listen. You can't fight the wind. So if you can't fight the wind, imagine God who created the wind.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about fighting God? I'm not talking about fighting God.
What? You the one saying God need to save itself? Like, save itself from what? You can't even fight it. You can't go to war with it.
Save himself.
This is what you said, brother. You said God need to save itself. I'm telling you, God don't need to save itself. God save us. God don't need to save itself. God don't exist.
I don't remember saying that.
I'm sorry, no, you just.
I never said God
Chad.
needs to save himself.
Yeah,
I
well,
never say that, bro.
either I misheard you, but that's what it sounded like you said.
Yeah, probably. That's what happened, probably.
Well, it's recorded, brother.
Probably.
It's recorded, brother. So
But brother, man, all we were trying to show you, brother, you don't have to believe it. If you want to follow your teachings, you're welcome to follow it, brother. We're here to tell
Are you a
you.
Christian, bro? Can I ask you this? Are you a Christian?
I'm not a Christian like you think, because the disciples was called Christians because they followed Christ. They wasn't called Christians because they read the Bible and went to church. So because Christ is on earth, I would be a Christian because I follow Christ. But other than that, I'm not a Christian as what you would think.
Okay.
And brother,
Who is the Son of Man?
Brother,
Okay,
listen.
My last question, bro. I'm a drop. Last question here. Who is the Son of Man mentioned on the Daniel chapter 7, starting from verse 22? Who is he? I mean, that's a prophecy. We agree it's a prophecy, right?
This is the Son of Man that's walking the earth today. The one that was prophesied that was going to be raised up to destroy Babylon.
Who is that?
This is a Son of Man who's walking the earth today. His name is Yaju. And he has been chosen by God to defeat Babylon and restore the throne of David.
Is he a God?
He's the image of God. He's hosting God's spirit. Just like a Moses.
Can the image of God accept worship?
What you mean, can the image of God accept worship?
You just said he's the image of God, and this Daniel chapter 7 is talking about him, right? But in Daniel chapter 7, the Son of Man is actually accepting worship.
in the words he speak.
By this verse, you're saying whoever it is that you're claiming the Son of Man is accepting worship and he is God.
He's the image of God, brother. So what verses you speaking on? Because I don't understand what you mean he'll accept the worship.
Go to the part where it starts talking about the Ancient of Days.
It's chapter 7, verse what?
Start from verse 20. That's all. But you can start from verse 22.
Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. In the time of the kingdom, the saints possessed the kingdom. Then doth the fourth beast, the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse of all kingdoms. And the 10 horns of the kingdom shall be diverse. And he shall speak great words. I don't see where it says he accepted worship.
Keep going. What you said?
I'm reading.
What verse?
What verse?
What exact
I'm
verse?
all the way at
Start
26.
from verse 22.
I did. I'm already at 26, and I see nothing about worship.
Oh, my bad, bro. I just laid you to the wrong verse. I think it's chapter 7, verse 13, I think. 13.
13?
I saw in the night vision, and behold, like a son of man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And he was given dominion, glory, and a kingdom, that all nations and languages, all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is everlasting, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So it says, serve him, because listen, brother, like you're going to serve this king because he's the one that established the kingdom. He establishing God's kingdom that you're going to serve in. It's not saying nothing about worship.
What are the people doing again?
To serve him?
They're going to serve the kingdom that he established.
It's God's gift.
It's God's kingdom.
Like,
Wouldn't you want to serve in God's kingdom?
He established the kingdom.
Brother, listen. Wouldn't you want to be a servant in God's kingdom?
I already am, bro.
Okay, then. So what?
I'm a Christian.
All right. So that's all it's saying. It has nothing to do with worship.
This is a prophecy about the end times, and it is clearly talking about Jesus Christ.
brother,
Okay.
Well, you're right. But guess what? He's setting up a kingdom on the earth.
where people will serve
So
him.
how is you serving in God's kingdom and Christ ain't set it up yet?
It is a prophecy. Do you understand prophecy?
No.
It is yet to come.
Bro, okay, so guess what? You gotta wait till the prophecy is fulfilled so you can be serving in God's kingdom, because right now you're not. Because as you just said, the prophecy hasn't happened yet.
No, it could be true both at the same time, bro.
Okay, all right.
One doesn't have to
Hey,
be
brother
the
man.
other.
Hey, what you said? That was your last question, brother man. We appreciate you coming up, brother. If you want to know more about what we're doing, that's up to you. That's the website right there, brother. But prophecy is happening.
Alright, good talking to you guys, bro. Like, keep reading the Bible. You'll find the truth.
Thank you, man. We might take your advice. My people, boy. Let's go stay with you. We got 2 panels going on, y'all. So if y'all see us looking over here, that's because we got 2 panels. For people from Ethiopia that don't want Ethiopia to be a biblical land. Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy. Beyond crazy.
That's Israel for you, though, boy.
And they not colonized.
That's Israel for you. One thing I hear now.
Ready, getting ready now.
Yo,
Peace, peace.
What's up? Peace, peace.
hey, peace, guys. What's up?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Can you I just wanted to understand your prompt, man. If one of you guys can explain it to me, I've never seen this before. Kind of caught my attention. I just wanted to. I don't agree with it, but I'd like to hear your position.
Ethiopia is the biblical Israel. So most people believe that Israel is in the Middle East, but it was obviously created by the Europeans in the 1900s. So people won't look to Ethiopia. We have kings in our background that had the title King of Kings, Lord of Lords. And you can see these titles come from the Bible. And whose title from the Bible has that is Christ. Christ is just a title for a king. And, basically you can't find that in no history in Israel, because Israel was created on purpose to distract you from the truth.
Right. Just a very interesting position. I never heard of this before in my life. I was intrigued, to be honest with you, to see that you actually believe this, but yeah, I'm gonna look into it.
Well,
What?
I just want to say this also. The Bible is about the throne of David that we haven't simply been told. And when you follow this throne, the only place you will find this throne is Ethiopia. It's really just that simple.
But but what points the direction of Abyssinia or Ethiopia, whatever? Like, why Ethiopia?
That's why I say, if you follow the throne, you won't go nowhere else but the only people who proclaim the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah.
Okay, but can you show me? Can you show me from scripture or?
What?
Where can you?
What? You ain't never heard of the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah?
No, I have.
Okay, well, lions ain't in Israel.
Lions in Africa.
And matter of fact, a lot of the emperors, this is what they conquer lions. That's why a lot of them will lion hair around their crowns. They conquer lions. They walk with lions. The only people that walk with lions, Ethiopians. They train. Matter of fact, they had lions go to war with them. So the only people to conquer lions the way the scriptures describe would be Ethiopia. But if you turn to Revelation, which is just what Christ's title is, if you go to Revelation in 5.
And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loosen the 7 seals thereof.
All these people behind us proclaim this. It's no other kings on the face of the earth in no other country proclaim to be from the Lion of the tribe of Judah. It's no other kingdom.
Is that a website? That's your website?
Yeah, that's my website. And
I'm gonna check it out. No, I'm gonna check it out, man. I'll check it out. But no, I appreciate you guys.
All right, brother. No problem, man. Anytime.
Have a good one. No, I just wanted to come up with that question. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Peace.
And all we trying to tell y'all, follow the throne, y'all. Before you let somebody up. Put me a 1 in the comments if you knew the Bible was about an actual throne that a king gonna sit on. Put me a 1 in the comments if you knew the Bible was about a throne that a son of man gonna sit on. Put a 1 in the comments if you did not know that.
And yes, we know about Beta Israel as well.
I want to see how many people gonna be honest. Because when we hear Bible, we hear religion. But when you hear Bible, you should be thinking about a throne. You should be thinking about a king of kings. And a king don't come out the sky, y'all. A king don't ride on a cloud. A king don't live in the sky. For you to be a king, you got to be on earth.
To rule land.
That's why when the brother read Daniel, he going to establish a kingdom that all nations going to obey. How somebody going to establish a kingdom in the sky? Humans on earth don't obey nothing in the sky. Humans on earth obey governments, kingdoms, nation, judges, officials. That's who humans obey. So the Bible is talking about an actual kingdom being set up in the earth. And it's going to be set up with the throne of David that the whole Bible is talking about. So we probably got one more guess, y'all.
Someone said Ethiopia, Israel is a people.
There you go. Now that's another thing. Israel is a people. That's another truth. That's why they was able to create a land, because Israel is a people.
That's why Ethiopia has Beta Israel. And when Israel was established, where did they go to get a whole bunch of Jews? Where did they go to go take a whole bunch of Jews? Ethiopia. They didn't go anywhere else.
And they went and got Beta Israel that never been in Israel. they went and got Israel. They went and got Israel from Ethiopia that had never been in Israel. But guess where they was coming from? Ethiopia. Beta Israel was leaving Ethiopia to go to an Israel they had never been, but they was Israel.
No, my TikTok is not it's not letting me see the guess.
You can look it up, man. It's called the the Exodus of Solomon. What is it called? Operation of Solomon. Operation of Moses. They had the CIA had all these operations. You can look this up, y'all. Did we put this on the website? It's so much stuff, man. We might have to redo our website with a tab with why Ethiopia is Israel, and just put all them documents in there, man. She didn't want to come up for a long time.
This one?
No.
This one?
I thought she was a fake page.
It's not a fake page?
I don't think so. Why you put some eyes over again?
You can,
Jerome say come?
Yeah.
If this is a fake page, we'll pick somebody else. Peace to you.
Hi, can you explain Daniel 9:26-27 and how that's Ethiopia? Sorry, my throat hurts.
Okay.
You say Daniel?
Daniel 9 and 7, you said?
9:26 and 27. It's how that's Ethiopia.
It says, and after 62 weeks shall the Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood. And until the end of the war, desolations are determined. Verse 27. And he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the obligation to cease. and the overspreading of abomination he shall make desolate until the consummation, and the determined shall be poured upon the desolate. So that's not talking about a land. That's more talking about what the Messiah is going to do, which is simply get rid of deception and establish the covenant. So,
Okay, are you gonna get cut off? You know what that means?
what you talking about? Is the Messiah going to be cut off?
Read it again.
That's a question, brother. Are you speaking about the Messiah being cut off? That's the same thing as the Messiah being crucified. The Messiah being crucified is a form of the Messiah being cut off.
It means he's gonna kill himself.
No, it don't mean that. Because you got to think about the story of the Messiah is the Messiah comes. Then he's put to open up. Then he's put to open shame. He's backstabbed. That's why I said they come and stuck him in the side. All these are parables to show you how you're going to really just unalive someone spiritually, which means stop their information from progressing. But the Messiah rise above all these things and still heals the world. That's why the Messiah is put on the cross.
Are you the prince in 27 or are you the Messiah in 26?
There's only one Messiah, brother. Again, I'm unalive, and then I rise above all that.
Who's the prince?
You said peace of prince?
No, who's the prince in 27?
The prince is the Messiah.
Peace of prince.
No,
He's the peace. The Messiah is also called the peace of prince. The prince of peace.
And then the Antichrist rules for 70 weeks. Can you read it again and explain word for word?
Well, brother, if you saying no,
you break it down.
Do you know who Christ is?
Explain it for the audience, please.
No, do you know who Christ is? Because obviously
that's a fake page of somebody. Somebody's a fake page.
Christ is the guy right there. Can you explain it, Christ, word for word, what each?
No, we want to hear from your Christ.
Yeah, no, I can't because you deny what I was saying.
I believe in John Judah. Please explain it word for word.
You don't. I don't want to talk to a man with a woman at his profile anyway.
Stop wasting time.
You got a damn cartoon talking about his voice bad.
You wasting other people's time who actually want to ask some real questions.
As a matter of fact, we got to go anyway. We got real business to handle.
Peace.
And be up here playing with grown men. What's going on? Peace.
Hello. How are you both doing? You guys good?
Yeah,
we good. How about yourself?
I'm great, thank you. So I do know about Ethiopian history a bit because it ties with King Solomon, but I am just not sure where you get that Ethiopia is the biblical history. Ethiopia is the biblical Israel. Sorry.
So I want to ask you this:
I don't understand.
So do you believe that the one they established in 1948 is the biblical Israel?
So the 1940, we're not talking about biblical.
No, that's brother. That's a question. Do you believe the Israel that was set up in 1948? Do you believe that's the real Israel? I'm just trying to see where you at.
I want to stick to what the term.
I'm gonna ask you one more time, brother. Do you believe the Israel that was created in 1948? Do you consider that as the biblical Israel?
Brother, the biblical defines it as the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
All right, brother. It was good talking to you.
Lights on.
Yeah, damn.
Brother, if we can't establish what the true Israel is, why are you even questioning Ethiopia as the true Israel? Is not the true Israel. If you can't,
I did establish what the true Israel was. It's the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is biblical.
Okay, brother. So the Israel that's in the Middle East is false, right?
I didn't say that. Well, God promised the land of Canaan, which is in the Middle East. So yeah, it's along the Mediterranean Sea.
So you do believe it's the true Israel. That's all we was asking. So we can move forward.
He's asking for a specific year that's not even in the Bible, though. So I want to stick strictly to Scripture.
Well, brother, in Scripture, it shows that everybody will be deceived. The devil deceived the whole world. And they deceived the whole world with where Israel is and who the true Israelites are. So right now you have been taught watered down information, false information, so you won't see the truth. That's why you're confused. Hold on, brother. That's why you're confused about Ethiopian being the biblical Israel, because you don't know about Ethiopian history and how the kings that sat on David's throne, their title was King of Kings. And as you can read in Revelations, Christ was called King of Kings, Lord of Lords. So why would these kings from Ethiopia have the same title as Christ?
So, we'd have to tackle who these kings are, because I do not recognize these people behind you.
Wait, but earlier when you came up, you said you know about Ethiopian history. How can you not know about these people?
I said I know a little bit about Ethiopian history, that they were tied to Solomon. Wait, no, I said that incorrectly. I said that okay, so let me go back a little bit, because it was King Solomon who was the king of Israel. Yeah, so it was Solomon. And I know that he had a son with Queen Sheba, which she was from Cush. That's why I said Cush was the original Ethiopia in the Bible, at least. And I know they had a son named Menelik the first. So that's why I said I know a little bit about it. That doesn't mean I know who the people after that were. I just know a little bit.
So you have Tedros II. He's a prominent king of kings. And he was King of Kings in Gondar. That was a capital of Ethiopia before, you had Addis Ababa. And this is the time when the British Empire invaded Ethiopia to steal biblical manuscripts, artifacts that they still have in the Vatican till this day. Why did they go to Ethiopia to steal biblical manuscripts? Because the Bible comes from Ethiopia. That's why they say Ethiopia has the oldest Bible, the oldest language, the Ge'ez. So you should definitely look up Tedros II, because this is a prominent king. You even have huh?
No, sorry. I keep muting and unmuting because I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm letting you continue. Sorry about that.
No, I think it's best for you to go research it, because,
So what I do know, so I know about my religion, right? And I may not know a lot about Ethiopia, but I do know that the Dead Sea Scrolls came before the Ethiopian Bible. Are you aware of what the Dead Sea Scrolls are?
Brother, the Dead Sea Scrolls was found in 1948. So how could it come before the Bible when it was just found in 1948 or 1940 something? So you can't say
it was found then doesn't mean that's when it was created, though.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't know when it was created. You weren't there when it was created.
But this is the thing, right? Like, they have copies, and the oldest copies go hand in hand to what it says in the Bible.
But it don't.
So I mean,
brother, the Bible is a collection of scrolls. It's visions.
Right.
So multiple people had different visions, right? I mean, they had the same vision, but in different ways. Every prophet wrote about Christ. Moses wrote about Christ. So you can't just say the Dead Sea Scrolls came before the Bible. You can't say that.
This is historical accuracy. This isn't something I'm just saying out of saying.
No, this not historical.
You can research and find out.
The people who found the Dead Sea Scrolls don't know when the Dead Sea Scrolls is written.
Well, yeah, they actually that argument could be used the same way as the Ethiopian Bible. Like, nobody knows when it was written, right?
I know, but
like
nobody knows it's written, but they call it the oldest because the original scrolls are written in Ge'ez. Ge'ez come from Ethiopia.
Well, actually, the oldest that has been confirmed and agreed upon are the Dead Sea Scrolls. Those are ancient Jewish scrolls.
Well, that's what you want to do.
Hey. I'm not trying to say nothing bad.
I'm not saying you're saying nothing bad. I'm just saying that's your belief. If that's what you believe, then that's up to you. We not, the truth gonna stand alone. By the end of the day, if that's what you prescribe to, you're welcome, brother.
Well, again,
I'm just going off of what I've researched and what I've learned, because I do know about how people said, Ethiopian Bible was pretty much the oldest, but it did not outdate the scrolls that were found in Israel, which were the Dead Sea Scrolls, because those are the oldest copies of the Hebrew Bible. And I mean,
it's not that's what I'm saying, brother. It was never a Bible. Bible is a collection of scrolls.
I'm sorry. I misspoke. So those are the oldest scrolls known as the Hebrew Bible. Like today, we know that as the Hebrew Bible.
But brother, it wouldn't matter. Moses' writings came before the prophets. That don't make the prophets' writings invalid because Moses said it first.
Well, in the Dead Sea Scrolls, it matched exactly what was said then.
I know that's what I'm saying, but that takes away nothing from the Bible if the Bible came after it or came before. Who cares? It's talking about the same thing.
I've never said it took anything away. I'm just saying that that was the oldest thing found. It's older than the Ethiopian Bible.
That's what I'm saying. It was found in 1948, so people probably from Ethiopia brought it there. That'll be the cold thing about it.
But they're different continents. How would that happen?
Because
I'm just asking.
The CIA was taking Ethiopians and bringing them to Israel.
Okay. Keep going.
All right. So Ethiopians probably brought it to Israel.
Okay, but the thing is that we would have to go and see, because I don't know too much about Ethiopian history, and I'm sure you do. Did they speak Hebrew? Did they speak Aramaic? I mean,
no. The oldest. That's what I'm saying. The original scrolls are written in Ge'ez, brother. The original scrolls of the scriptures that's in the Vatican that they consider as the writings are in Ge'ez.
So, are you speaking about the Ethiopian Bible that was found?
It was never been an Ethiopian Bible that was found, brother. It's been Ethiopian scrolls that was stolen.
Understood. Okay, so we're speaking about the Ethiopian scrolls
yes.
that were written in Ge'ez. Those are in the Vatican, right?
Yes, those are in the Vatican.
Okay, but the scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls, were in Hebrew, Aramaic. So
I don't believe that.
in Ethiopia spoke. What happened?
I don't believe there was in there was in Aramaic. Aramaic is a Ethiopian language. Hebrew.
Aramaic is a Middle East language, actually.
No. Hebrew is not an ancient language. Hebrew is a created language from Ge'ez and Aramaic. That's what Hebrew is. Hebrew is not an ancient. Hebrew is a people, not a language.
Well, I think we're mistaking Israel, the people of Israel, but so what I'm understanding is I think it's like let me so you said Ge, right? Hebrew is from Ge, right?
Yeah, it's a spin-off of Ge'ez and Aramaic, and it could be some more other language, but it's a created language based off these original languages.
Okay. So actually, what I just researched this right now, right? So we can I can make sure I understand. And it's called Gopa Ge, right? That's the language you're speaking about, Gopa Ge.
Gopa Ge? I never heard of that language.
So the language is Ge, right? But it's the language family is called Gopa Ge. This is what I'm researching. I'm not saying this is correct or anything. I just looked it up right now. Which would be Afro-Asiatic or Semitic, right?
Yeah, okay.
Does that sound right or no?
Yeah, because the name came from a Semitic people. Ethiopians would be Semitic people.
Okay, cool. So, and the Afro-Asiatic was a large group of Hebrews spoken across Middle East and Africa. So that's where you said that was a language that came from the Ge, right?
You got to understand, Hebrew is a modern day name. Hebrew is not an ancient. None of our ancestors in Ethiopia ever called themselves Hebrew. So that's why I say when a lot of us research history, we are researching what the colonizers wrote down. Nobody in Ethiopia called themselves Israel. Nobody called themselves Hebrew. These are modern day names that attach to ancient Ethiopia. But these are not names that they actually use. This is why history is so confusing and is really deceiving. You know, so nobody in the Bible called themselves a Hebrew back then. Nobody in the Bible called themselves a Israel back then. All this was for end time prophecy. As you notice, Jacob, if you know anything about scriptures, the prophets talk about Jacob's trouble. But Jacob's trouble takes place in the last days. So Jacob's name get changed in the last days to Israel. Jacob's name wasn't changed to Israel 10,000 years ago. Moses was prophesying about Jacob's trouble. But see, we don't have these teachings. So when we go research history, we go down rabbit holes of the colonized information to keep you further and further away from the truth. But see, I know these things. But again, so these are little breadcrumbs that when you go down the rabbit hole of so-called researching history, you know, if you don't have these breadcrumbs, you're just gonna be in some more rabbit holes, and that's where a lot of people are.
And I respect that, my brother. You know, I'm not going against anything you said. It's just what I've learned to understand. Like you said, you know, I've had breadcrumbs and I follow those breadcrumbs. But you're right. Gopagi was actually something else than Gi, which was the ancient Ethiopian language, right? Like those are. That's why you said you're not familiar, because I was speaking about something else.
Okay.
What you're speaking about is the ancient language of Ethiopia.
Yes.
Because I'm reading all of it and it kind of goes through it, and it started with Gopagi. So that's I'm apologize for that. I didn't mean to throw you off. But so Gi has similar roots, but you know, when Hebrew was developed, it was developed in Middle East, not in Ethiopia.
Correct, because it was correct, because it was done by the Coptic priests.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was done by the Coptic priests when they came together, as they took the information from Ethiopia and created Egyptology, Hebrew, you know, the stuff we have today, Israel. This stuff was created to take people away from the truth.
So I am aware, and I'm agreeing that Gi was developed in East Africa. And now I'm learning this right now. It says the kingdom of Aksum. That's modern day Ethiopia, right?
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, that's more up north Ethiopia. I wouldn't say modern, because modern day Ethiopia would be Addis Ababa, but ancient Ethiopia is more up northern Ethiopia.
Okay, understood. So yeah, there is. It says. I mean, they share similar roots. So if that still goes back to the part where we can understand that somewhere in history, the language of Hebrews was developed using some of this knowledge that was called Gi, the language of Gi, which was developed in Africa. So we have a mix, right? Now in the Bible, we are aware that there was a moment where a gentleman met somebody from Ethiopia who was a eunuch and blessed that man. He baptized him into Christianity. Are you aware of that scripture?
Yeah, but that's not the way we look at it. Like, you know, so that's what I'm saying. That's not the true way to look at it. But I know you're talking about Philip. You're talking about when Philip baptized the Ethiopian. You know. And that's why I was telling the brother earlier, this Bible was not supposed to be in people's hands. And once this Bible became in people's hands, private interpretations began to spread all over the world. And a lot of these interpretations is based off the colonized history that they want us to follow. The world has been taught to follow a colonized history and not real history. Because if I ask anybody, who are these people behind us, nobody knows. But we know about stuff that happened 2,000 years ago, but we don't know about stuff that happened 200, 100 years ago. We know nothing about it. And this is connected to Solomon. So how can we know about Solomon, but we don't know nothing about Solomon's descendants? So colonized history highlights points, again, to pull you further and further away from the truth. And that's just the way they set it up. And that's why when the scriptures say You have hidden this knowledge from the wise and prudent and revealed it to the babes. So it's not about those who studied history that's going to learn the true word of God. It's not about those who read the Bible that's going to learn the true word of God. It's about those that remain pure at heart. Because that's all a child is. A child is pure at heart. A child ain't studied nothing. A child open to listen. You know, so a lot of these scholars and a lot of these people who have did research, again, you are researching history through the point of the colonizers. So they took biblical stories that's what's connected to God prophecy and created a false history. Solomon is really not a history story. Jesus is not a history story. You know, all this was connected to an end time prophecy. These were stories, which were parables that came from prophets to help us understand God's vision. But what did the colonizers do when they stole the writings? They took prophetic stories and turned it into history. And that's what we look up. We look up the history that they have taken from the biblical stories and created.
Okay, so I'm understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you do not believe in Yeshua?
Well, yes, but I know Yahshua is an end time prophecy. It's not a history story of a man who walked the earth and was crucified on the cross. He went in the ground and then he was in the sky. No, that's not the Yahshua story. The Yahshua story is an end time prophecy about a son of man who's chosen, and he's gonna be talking to the world. The world gonna reject him, but in the end, he would be the King of Kings. He would be the one that set up God's kingdom that all people gonna serve. Because Daniel,
it sounds like.
Go ahead.
It sounds like similar to what the Orthodox Jewish believe, which is Ben Hamashiach ben Yosef and Ben David. Are you familiar with them?
No.
Okay, so the Hasidic Jewish, which means, you know, there's many types of Jewish. I'm Jewish myself. I believe in Jesus Christ. But Hasidic Jews, right, they follow only the Old Testament. They believe in a prophet who will return and basically do everything Jesus did. But they would be called Ben Yosef and Ben David, and these would be their Hamashiachs, which is why they don't even believe Israel should exist today. You know, the people who wear the black coats, black hats, those are Hasidic Jews. Now, Messianic Jews, we believe in Yeshua, just Jesus Christ, and he rose, you know, from the dead, conquered death, and died and was a sacrifice for our sins. But not, and I just wanted to add that, but not to steer away from our main point about Ethiopia as the biblical Israel. I wanted to go back to where we were talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls in Aramaic.
I'm kind of pushed for time. That's why you kind of see me stand up and rushing. So
my bad.
So we're gonna try.
We're gonna try having a great conversation. I really appreciate this, brother.
Oh, no problem, man. Like I say, we are in Ethiopia right now, so we're gonna try to go live as much as we can and talk about this topic. You know, especially while we're here among the people, and we actually talking to monks, deacons, priests about this, and it's crazy how they had a vision about Tedros III. Tedros means God's gift. Christ also represents as God's gift to the world. But remember, a lot of us is in a watered down information. This is why Christ is a what? A fisherman of what? Men. And a lot of people right now have to be fished out of watered down information. But if you don't believe you in watered down information, you're not going to grab the hook.
Well, he's a shepherd for the sheep, and you know he even says the sheep, you know, my people will
hear my voice. Yeah,
recognize my voice and come to me. Yeah,
but key word though.
Fisherman.
The voice is the hook, because this voice gonna pull you out of the watered down information. So if you gotta hear Christ's voice, how can you worship him in the sky? You can't.
Well, I'm not gonna hold you too long, brother. I'm a step down so your next person can come up, but if you invite me to come again the next time, I'd be happy to come back the next time you're live.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a follow, brother, and you know, hopefully I'll be more settled down. We can have a better conversation, go in depth, and I can show you because we got newspaper articles, we got CIA newsletters and everything. So yeah, I gave you a follow. So next time we go, brother, I definitely had a conversation with you.
All right, I appreciate you, brother. God bless you.
All right, peace.
Yep.
Y'all want to hold it down or you want to turn it off? A lot of people have been. I gotta go. I know. Yeah. So peace, family, man. We gotta go handle some business, y'all. So catch us next time, y'all. Check out the website. Prophecy is being fulfilled. The throne of David is being restored. It will be restored in Ethiopia as it once was. As the scriptures tell you, this throne was going to be desolate. Because remember, David had blood on his hands, so David can build the Father kingdom. That's why Jesus didn't come back then. Jesus is the seed of David. So if Jesus would have came back then Jesus would have had blood on his hand. So the whole prophetic vision is about someone coming from David who don't have blood on his hand in the last days to build the kingdom of God. And this is what's happening right before your eyes. Bless those who have the eyes to see, and bless those who have the ears to hear. Peace till next time.